everybody! Welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Road Ways, a homestead in the desert, and look what's going on with the skies here. Boy, these sky riders were really busy. You can see the lines in the sky. They go all the way across. You can see them all. Over here, they've joined together, turned into clouds. Over there, they're still spreading out, still working on it. But this is ridiculous. Cold and windy today. They did predict the wind, but that's only because they knew they were going to create it, right? Jeez, give me a break, guys. Quit messing with Mother Nature. Mother Nature doesn't like to be fooled. All right, so today is the answers to What Is It Wednesday from yesterday, and we're going to get right to that right here now. So it was What Is It Wednesday 4.4. First one on the list that made the list. What's up, Ronnie? Congratulations. Number 2, Ryan 4582. Congratulations to you too. Number 3, Desert Rest Nevada. She got it correct too. She gets 2 entries again. And number 4, it was close on number 4. They both had the same basic time stamp, and the best way for me to do the decision on that was the first one of the same time. So there was 2 on there with the same time, and the first one that was on my list that popped up onto my channel was the one that got it, and that was Bunker Buster 3317. All right, and we had a couple of really close misses. Tyrone missed it by 1, and Russell Wiggins missed it by 2. But you did have the correct answers. And I accepted gold magnet, even though that's a contradictory term because gold is not magnetic. It's an iron magnet, or for magnetite. Hey, Suzy Q, stop that. So, let's move on in here and I'll show you what we're talking about. All right, so it is called by some a gold magnet. But it's not a gold magnet because gold is not magnetic. It's for removing black sand from your pan. I got a pan right here, and I crushed a rock and panned it out, and oh my gosh, look at that. Look what's right there. Right in with the black sand. Isn't that something? Huh. That was a nice looking rock too. It was pretty much all red with a little bit of black in it. So anyway, what this is for is you can see the black sand that's built up in there. You want to get that out of your pan because you don't really need it. So you push the button on this and it puts a magnet inside down against the base here. So the base becomes magnetic. When you release it, the magnet pops back up again and releases whatever's stuck to the bottom of this. Now, let's see. Desert Rest Nevada was correct. She said it's a gold magnet, but she said it doesn't pick up gold. It picks up the black sand, and you got to be real careful and re-pan out the black sand you pick up. Well, that's true, but let me show you a little trick that you can use. You want to get water over the top of your collection, then go in lightly, and you see the black sand on the bottom of this? Okay, so you still want to dump that into another finishing pan. I'll let go of this, and you'll see a drop off. Yeah. Okay, so you still want to put whatever you pick up into another finishing pan and go through it one more time. So actually I see 2 pieces in there, huh? Wow. That was a nice rock. That came with all those other rocks I've got out here in the bucket. Let me show you those. All of these and all of these. And I sat there with a pick hammer and chipped away at this big old protrusion coming out of the desert floor. And this is the stuff I came up with. Now, you can see there's actually gold right there above my thumbnail. That's why I have that marked right there. But that one's going to get crushed up here real soon. So, that's what was going on with that. Congratulations. Oh, did I get the fourth person? Yes. Bunker Buster 3317 was number 4. So, you four will get your name on the wheel, and I'll be announcing within the next couple of episodes when I'll be doing the live show, and we'll get to that. So the rest of the day, what I've been working on is I had put together once before this rock mill for breaking up rocks, and it never worked really well because this was inside of there, and that's what whacks everything out when you put rocks inside of it. But there's no bearing here. So there was a lot of friction between this and the inside while this was going. And when, of course, every time I hit a rock, it would move it a little bit and rub up against the metal. So I decided that I was going to modify it also. To put rocks in and take out, crush rocks out, you have to take out would have to take off the 4 bolts, 4 wing nuts, and pull this cover to dump it out. This white thing is just a gasket I made to keep dust from flying out. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going in from the back side, and I got this bearing set up from an old Harbor Freight wagon wheel. And I said, well, I'll go in through the backside and I'll fasten the bearing on the outside of the unit sitting out here so that it doesn't collect dust from the inside of the mill. And then I'll weld this onto here on the inside. So I can still take it apart if I have to and remove this part if I need to get inside and replace the chain links and that stuff. So in order to put the rocks in, I made this thing out of a piece of 2x2 square channel, and I'll cut a hole in the side here, and I'm going to mount that in there, and I'll weld it in place. And then for the top of this, I cut off an extra little piece here, which will go on here. And then I've got a little hinge right here that will be modified to fit across that. And I'll tack that in place with a little dauber weld on each side. And I'll have a piece of metal plate covering the top of this. So I can lift it up to put rocks in and then close it while the mill is running, so that I don't get all the dust and that stuff flying back out of it that's going while that thing is going around and beating the heck out of everything that's in the inside, and I won't lose anything. And then when I'm ready to empty it, then I take the plate off and empty out what's inside using a dust buster. I'll pick it all up with a dust buster and then put it in my pan and pan it out. So that's my plan. So these I don't think I'm going to need anymore. I put those on because originally this ran with one of these grinders, and the grinder would fit inside of there, and the 2 bolts would go in the sides of this, one on each side, and hold it in place. And that's what these 2 bolts were. So a little modification to this. I'll put a cover plate over the top of that so it doesn't let stuff fly out of there. And I'm thinking that what I might even do is put a little flip cover plate on there that I can move over if I want, and then put a dustbuster against there while it's running and collect some of the dust that's flying around on the inside. But I don't know. That's a plus that I don't need. But I do have this angle iron, which is across from a bed rail, and I'll be welding it on so it comes out here on both sides. And then I've got a bunch of different electric motors around here. I don't know if I'm going to go with 12 volt or 120 volt, and I'm thinking I'm going to go with the 120 volt because I'll get a little more horsepower out of it. And I'll make a rack on the ends of this that's out here so that the motor sits right here. I plug it in and fire the thing up and get it to smashing and milling. So that's what's been going on here today. And what you doing out there, Midnight? What are you guys all doing in here? I left the gate open. You guys just all decided to come in, huh? Whenever they hear me talking, they all come because they think that I'm not doing anything and I'm talking to them, and they're all going to get head scratches. But we know better than that, right? Anyway, that's what's been going on. I still haven't found my L brackets for my computer yet, but I'll have that done and before the live show, so I can go on my desktop for the live show. And we'll work from there. So if I can't find it tomorrow, I'll make one. It'll be easy enough to make one. I've got enough scrap metal around here. Excuse me. I got enough scrap metal around here to make one. So that's what I'll be doing. Yep. And another piece of bed frame. Not as heavy as the one that I got over there. This is more of a lightweight one. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining me today. And this is G-Bear signing off. Why don't you ever see buffaloes hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it.